As you may have heard, Ann Herbet, Nike's vice president and general manager of the North American region, resigned 8 months after being promoted. This news came after Bloomberg Businessweek published an article linking her to her son's reselling company. Joe Herbet, Ann's 19-year-old son, was featured in a cover story that detailed Joe, aka West Coast Joe, experience building his sneaker resale company, West Coast Streetwear. The article focused on a young entrepreneur capitalizing on a resale boom. Now, why would Joe want to go into the sneaker business? Well, flipping sneakers has always been profitable. You can trace its history back to 1985 when Nike dropped the Jordan 1. These shoes sold out quicker than they could be produced. The Jordan 1s created a cultural shift, and this is when sneakers became life. Sneakerheads had to get the new Jordans when they dropped. So when Nike dropped the Jordan 2s, they limited the amount of sneakers and increased the price tag. Resellers also sold the shoe way above the suggested resale price. Fast forward to the launch of eBay, a godsend for non-retailers. This innovation would change the industry. Sneakerheads could now buy and sell rare or hard-to-get sneakers online. By 2014, eBay's annual shoe trade generated $388 million. Analysts believe that the broader resale market is at $1 billion, while others have stated that it has grown to $2 billion in the U.S. alone. The industry is highly lucrative. No wonder West Coast Joe wanted to be a part of it. The article opens up with West Coast Joe acquiring 600 pairs of Yeezy Boost 350 Zion sneakers that retail for $220. These shoes are a highly sought after commodity, but according to Joe, it's easy to get a lot of this style and they pretty much always sell. Now, according to the article, he and his cook group, a group of 15 people, woke up early and used specialized computer programs like CyberSoul and Gotti, all prepped with his mommy's credit card information. West Coast Joe information to trick the system to allow them to buy more than one pair of sneakers. He woke up at 3 a.m. and by 6 a.m. he had obtained a bill of $132,000 on his mom's American Express card. My mistake, his American Express card. Now, he later flipped these shoes to make a $20,000 profit. But what's crazy is his mother's employer, Nike, was actually working on software to prevent these individuals from buying up sneakers from the average buyer. But back to West Coast Joe. His business was booming, even during the pandemic. This is because retailers like Foot Locker and other small businesses were unloading products for discounted rates, and entrepreneurs like Joe were taking advantage of. He and many others were unloading their products on StockX, which has seen a substantial wave of customers due to store closure during the shutdown. When the stimulus check hit, Joe's company's West Coast Streetwear sales tripled and they did $600K in May. According to StockX, those numbers would make him a top-tier power seller. But why is his reselling business so lucrative? The core of Joe's business relies on him securing highly coveted shoes in mass volume and reselling them on the market at a marked-up price. Now, although he stated he generates a lot of his revenue from general release shoes, which he purchases at a heavy discounted rate and then resells it for a higher profit. Well, how is he really acquiring these shoes? Well, due to a shift in the industry, most people no longer stand outside of the store to get a pair of shoes. They instead go online. Joe focuses on bricks and highly coveted shoes. Now, bricks is nicknamed after a badly missed shot. Bricks are shoes that retailers aren't selling as quickly as popular shoes, and they're taking up shelf space, so they're easier to obtain. Shoe resellers like Joe gather their bots and have them snap up these shoes in bulk using discounts codes bought on social media, which give them a 10 to 40% off the shoe. These resellers then sell them for 10 to 30% more than the sales price. Now, according to West Coast Joe, he was clearing $200,000 in revenue a month selling bricks. But how does he acquire the heavily coveted shoes? Well, to get these shoes, Joe gathers his bots and heads to sites like Nike Sneak, which is sometimes the only place a reseller can go to get the limited edition shoes. The bots game the system, allowing a reseller to acquire more than a set limit of one pair per customer. The biggest question is, how was Joe able to acquire the capital to fund his business? Joe started his reselling career in high school when he noticed some of the Supreme shirts he owned were going for 2 or 3 times what he paid. So in 2017, he started West Coast Streetwear. Fast forward to 2020, he dropped out of the University of Oregon, and within a few months, he tracked down a man that had a storage unit with 4 pairs of the 1989 The Nike Mags were the futuristic self-lacing shoes worn by Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future Part 2. Herbet found the man and paid him $22,000 for them and flipped them for $42,000. Either he was a business whiz or he had some deep connections. Joshua Hunt, the author of the Businessweek article, did some digging and he found that Joe Herbet's mother was Ann Herbet. How? Well, Joe called Joshua from a phone registered to Ann. He also sent Hunt a statement for a corporate card with West Coast Streetwear LLC revenue, and it was listed in Ann Herbet's name. Ann Herbet, the vice president and general manager of the Northern region, also oversaw the sneakers app. She, however, did disclose her son's sneakers resale business to the company. However, this is where things get sticky. Ann's ex-husband, Pascal, filed for an LLC in 2018 for West Coast Streetwear. He later transferred it to Joe in 2019. Now, although Joe claimed his mother was removed from his business dealing, it's questionable. The American Express card Joe used to acquire those 600 pairs of Yeezys for $132,000 was in his mother's name. This led many people to assume that he was using his mother's card when he was acquiring those limited edition sneakers from the Sneakers Nike app and gaming his system with bots to acquire and resell those shoes. This is obviously a conflict of interest because Ann Herbet was over the sneaker app, which, like other apps, were having problems with bots. A few days after Joe was featured in Bloomberg Businessweek, his mother, Ann Herbet, resigned from the company 8 months after receiving a promotion and spending 25 years with the company, all because her son wanted to stunt for the gram and brag about his accomplishment. Please like and comment and subscribe to the channel.